Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke. Fate's Bane is a fantasy novella. It came out last year, 2025, and as we've been doing with the rest of our January, I am revisiting some books that I wanted to talk about last year, but between scheduling and whatnot, didn't get around to reading or talking about in this case. In this case, I received an arc of Fate's Bane back in the early summer of 2025 and read it immediately and loved it. But it's such a fall-winter kind of book, so I'm like, I've got to wait to talk about it. And it wasn't coming out until September as well, since it's a fall-winter vibes book. And it went and it went. And I was like, I've got this drink sort of sketched in my notebook, but we haven't had the chance to talk about it. Lo, winter storms be upon you. And in thinking about our sort of snow day situation here in Kentucky and across a lot of the country, like, I've had to do a lot of outdoor work. I haven't really had a time to fully reread or fully read a new book. Why don't I dig around and see what I have on hand? And what a treat it was to revisit Fate's Bane about 6 months out from when I first read it, because it is really a delicious, delightful, dreadfully tragic novella. It is, C.L. Clarke is an author I've wanted to talk about here on Bar Cart Bookshelf for quite some time, really, since the beginning of Bar Cart Bookshelf. I read their debut, The Unbroken, in March of 2021, about 3-4 months before Bar Cart Bookshelf kicked off. And in that time, I've been so eager to revisit their work and to share a drink with all of you, because it is such good stuff. Like, big, buff lesbians in, like, tragic, yearning circumstances, and in a difference from their novel trilogy, Magic of the Lost, which I am still going to be covering here on Bar Cart Bookshelf. I promise, one of these days. I'm really excited about it. Fate's Bane takes us not into the, deserts and sands or the sprawling, green fields, but into swampy, chilly, mucky fens and the clans that inhabit them. And our characters, Agnir and Hantri, who are sort of daughters of these clans and involved in these elaborate rituals of essentially hostage-taking and growing up in ways that sort of complicate the loyalties of clan devotion, familial devotion, the family that raised you versus the family that you call by yours by blood, and getting all wrapped up into this feeling around each other, this feeling around their political obligations, their obligations to their culture, to their society, and that culture and society's wider connections to the world beyond the fens. They are, warriors and craftswomen, this really wonderful balance of skill in martial prowess and also skill in craft, in leatherworking, in creating the weavings of, the cosmos together. It's just really heady, deep in your gut, in your solar plexus feeling kind of fantasy, and it's doing some really clever things with form that I don't quite want to spoil, but the ending is one that is like sat with me all these many months, and the ways that it plays with storytelling traditions, just really good food. And so we had to have our drink. At long last, the Fen, inspired by Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke. And all things being equal, we're going to see how this plays out in our cocktail. We're going to start with 1 ounce of apple brandy. It's nice, rich, appley. A little bit of fruitiness, but still that dark, rich strength. And then we'll add 1 ounce of Scotch whiskey. Now, a lot of the times when we're making cocktails, you say, oh, find a Scotch that plays well with others. Not this time. Find the peatiest, most creosote, smoky, swampy Scotch that you can find and use that for your Fen. I'm using the Ardbeg the Ardbeg 10-year. This year I uncorked this bottle and it was like being in a wattle and daub thatched roof roundhouse, smell of a smoky fire in the marshlands. We're going to get 1 ounce of that real rich sort of peaty Scotch whiskey in there. Oh, so good. And then we will get, to really up the brininess, the swampiness, we will get 1/2 ounce of seaweed syrup. This is made with simple syrup and soaking a sheet of nori seaweed in it overnight. It brings rich umami, that sort of mineral tang, vegetal swamp quality to it. It's very plant-like in a way that adds such a unique edge to cocktails and mocktails. Get that in there. And then 1/2 ounce of honey syrup. So mixing equal and equal all around. Lovely. Because we're getting always this balance, this back and forth and back, and interweaving, interlacing. And because it is such a bitter feeling, this such bitter sweetness, tenderness, ache, we're going to get a couple of dashes of Angostura aromatic bitters in there as well. That rich, heady baking spice notes that are going to bring that bit of mouth dryness, that bitter bite to our cocktail. Finally, add our ice. We always add our ice last because you never know when you're going to be traded around or raided or stuck in some difficult mythic situation in the wildlands of your home. And give that a stir until the ice and the liquid are at roughly in equilibrium. Nice, frosty, freezy, cold. There we go. Muck and mire in the most delicious way. Really fantastic stuff. Just, there we go. And then we will strain that into a stemmed cocktail glass. Perfect. And there you have it. This is the Fen, inspired by Fate's Bane by C.L. Clarke. Fate's Bane is available now. I've got a link to snag it in the description down below. A huge thank you to the publisher Tor.com for sending me an advance review copy. I loved it. I'm so glad that I had the time and the opportunity to talk about it now. Kismet. It was always meant to be here in January. We've got links to purchase my book, Cocktails and Consoles, 75 Cocktails and Mocktails to Level Up Your Game Night. If you enjoy Fate's Bane and some of the playful storytelling ideas, I think you're going to have fun with my book as well. Got a lot of those playful storytelling techniques that you sometimes see in novels and often see in video games. We've got links to various forms of social media, including Blue Sky and Instagram, where there is always a written version of today's recipe. Try the drink. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit that like button. It makes me so happy when you do. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. We've got some really great books that we're going to be talking about as we head into February, March, all through the new year. I'm so excited to share them with all of you. And until next time, cheers.